IShowSpeed is fast, but is he fast enough to beat Usain Bolt? He's raced the fastest influencers, the fastest athletes, the fastest animal, and the fastest man on Earth. So let's figure out exactly how fast Speed really is. Before Speed was racing Olympic sprinters in front of millions, he was running from stray dogs in Cincinnati. That's literally how he got fast.
I was getting chased by a lot of dogs in Ohio. That's how I got fast, just from pretty much running from dogs.
He grew up playing JV football and basketball at Purcell Marion High School, and football is actually what built his explosiveness. Short bursts, lateral cuts, raw acceleration. But when his YouTube career blew up during COVID, he stopped showing up to school, transferred to online classes, and never ran a single official track meet. No coach, no training, no spikes, just raw, unrefined speed that came from growing up in the streets of Ohio, standing 5 feet 8 inches, 172 pounds of compact muscle. Sports scientists would tell you his build is actually perfect for sprinting. Short limbs mean faster stride turnover. High power to weight ratio means explosive starts. But Speed didn't learn that from a textbook. He learned it from outrunning pit bulls, and that's what makes everything that comes next so insane. Before we get to the real athletes, let's run through the people Speed has cooked. He dusted KSI.
I'm Speed on my mama. I'm Speed.
Smoked Sketch. Left Travis Scott in the dirt, and honestly,
Travis! Get out of here, bro!
Travis never had a chance. He challenged Ashton Hall.
Be slow as fuck! Fuck this nigga! I'm out, boy!
Then he beat Daniel LaBelle, a viral fitness creator who runs a 10.5 second 100 meter, and made it look easy.
Oh yeah, Speed!
And when Mr. Beast tried to race him in a 25-mile-per-hour electric car, Speed still won.
Haha. Oh, it's actually close! Oh my, wait, I'm losing control! I'm losing control! Oh, whoa.
On foot, against a car. So yeah, when it comes to influencers, nobody is touching this man, but influencers are one thing. What happens when Speed lines up against real professional athletes? First up, Jaylen Brown, NBA Finals MVP, Boston Celtic. A professional athlete in peak physical condition, Brown had been trash-talking Speed, saying he'd easily beat him in a race. So when they finally linked up in Boston, they ran it right there on the street, and Speed exploded off the line and beat him.
Shit, go!
An NBA Finals MVP got dusted by a streamer, but the second Speed crossed that finish line, he collapsed, clutching his leg, screaming, "I pulled my hammy, I still won it." Dude literally sacrificed his body just to prove a point. Then there was Letsile Tebogo, the Olympic 200-meter gold medalist from Botswana. During Speed's Africa tour, they met at a track in front of a crowd of school kids. Tebogo looked at the starting blocks and told Speed, "You'll need those more than I will." And then they took off. Tebogo slipped on the surface. Speed didn't. Speed crossed the finish line first. And when they offered Tebogo a rematch, the Olympic champion just smiled and said, "No, it's fine. I'll let you take the win." A 21-year-old YouTuber just outran an Olympic gold medalist. Even if Tebogo slipped, the fact that Speed was even in a position to win says everything. Alright, here's where it gets real. Let's break down Speed's actual stats. His 40-yard dash, 4.44 seconds. And he ran that in Yeezy Foam Runners. Casual shoes, 0 traction. That time is faster than about 70% of professional NFL wide receivers. For context, Tom Brady ran a 5.28. Tyreek Hill, the fastest man in the NFL, ran a 4.29. Speed is right there. Then in October 2025, he ran it again in front of Tom Brady himself for the Speed Goes Pro series. It took him 4 attempts, but he clocked a 4.49. And Brady's reaction? The greatest football player of all time looked genuinely shocked that a YouTuber just ran that fast. His 100 meter? Speed claims a 10.5 second time, which lines up with what sports scientists have estimated based on his 40-yard and 50-meter splits. At 10.5 seconds, he'd be competitive at the high school state championship level and a solid NCAA Division II or III athlete. but the Olympic qualifying standard is 10.00 seconds. That gap from 10.5 to 9.79, where Noah Lyles won gold, is massive. His vertical jump, 40 inches. Verified during the Tom Brady session. In NFL combined terms, that's elite. Only the most explosive receivers and defensive backs hit 40 inches. And his top speed, over 22 miles per hour. That's faster than LeBron James at 20, faster than Cristiano Ronaldo at 21, competitive with Tyreek Hill at 22.77, and just barely under Kylian Mbappe at 23.6. Speed is legitimately one of the fastest non-track athletes on the planet. And remember, he ran all of that without a single day of professional training, without track shoes, without a coach, without stretching. The man probably warmed up by screaming at his chat. This is the big one. November 2024. Organized by Mr. Beast. $100,000 on the line for charity. Speed versus Noah Lyles, the fastest man alive, the reigning Olympic 100-meter gold medalist. Now, Speed insisted on 50 meters instead of a full 100 because he knew his advantage was in acceleration, not endurance.
I ain't gonna lie, we should do 50 meters. I have a better chance with 50 meters because his legs are longer.
I think you get a quick start.
Smart move. When the gun went off, Speed actually got out first. His reaction time was faster. For the first 20 meters, he was winning. A streamer was ahead of the fastest man on earth. But then Lyles hit another gear. Around the 22-meter mark, he went from 23 miles per hour to over 24 and started pulling away. He even turned his head around mid-race to stare Speed down and finished with this janky-looking form just to troll him. After the race, Lyles grabbed the 100 grand and said,
"And I got $100,000 to count just to make sure it's all here." It was good. It was fun. You had fun, right? All right. Next time, July, right?
And Speed, he insisted it was a tie.
That was a tie! I'm the fastest man alive!
It was not a tie, but the fact that a kid with no training was within arm's reach of an Olympic champion for half the race, that's not normal. Frame-by-frame analysis showed Lyles hit 24.31 miles per hour on that race. Speed topped out at 23.30, less than 1 mile per hour separated a YouTuber from the fastest man on earth, and that was with zero training. That's not normal, that's a genetic freak. And here's the thing nobody talks about. Every single athlete Speed gets compared to trained their entire life for that speed. Tyreek Hill ran track in college. Noah Lyles has been sprinting since he was 7. Usain Bolt trained for over a decade before setting the world record. Speed, he's never ran track a day in his life. He told Noah Lyles that directly. He ran his 40 in foam shoes. He's never had a sprinting coach. He's never worked on his form. His arms fly everywhere when he runs, and he's still putting up numbers that match professional athletes. So when Noah Lyles offered to personally coach him, that meant something. Lyles said,
"Let me take you under my wing. Like,
Yes.
I will teach you all the little tips and tricks, and you do your thing as a streamer and as a promoter, and we could run this world."
and then Usain Bolt, the fastest man in history, reached out too.
So we can link up anytime. I'm retired now, so I'm not running, but I can coach you. And I mean, I can coach you to go fast. You're already fast, but everybody wants to be faster,
The
right?
two greatest sprinters who ever lived both looked at a 21-year-old YouTuber and said, this kid has something real. And if Speed actually committed, if he got proper coaching, real track shoes, a structured training program, the ceiling is genuinely unknown. Maybe come 2028, Olympic Speed is something we might actually get to see. But Speed didn't just race pros. During his Africa tour, he raced an actual cheetah, and before the race even started, the cheetah jumped on him and scratched him.
Come on, baby.
Drew blood. Speed stayed completely calm. Just said, I'm an animal person. You always just got to be calm. Then they raced. Cheetahs run 70 miles per hour, Speed runs 22. But no matter how fast that cheetah was, Speed was right there, one step behind, closer than anyone expected. He still lost, obviously. The man races everything. Humans, robots, cars, cheetahs, nothing is off limits. But the race that says the most about who Speed really is wasn't against any athlete or any animal. It was against a group of kids with cancer. Speed visited a children's hospital, signed their merch, gave them gifts, and then raced them, and he lost.
Go! Oh, shit! Oh! You got lucky, bro! Bro, you got lucky, bro! Oh, hell no, bro. My bad, GG's, bro.
On purpose. He let every single kid beat him, and they celebrated like they just won the Olympics. Cause at the end of the day, speed isn't just about being faster than everyone. It's about creating moments. From running away from stray dogs in Cincinnati to racing Olympic gold medalists in front of millions. This kid went from nothing to one of the fastest people on the internet. And he did it all without a single day of training. And at 21 years old, with the 2 greatest sprinters in history willing to train him, that question might actually get an answer. The question isn't how fast he is right now, it's how fast he could be. But if you want to see every crazy thing Speed has ever destroyed, from a $70 controller all the way to $1 million robot, click the video on screen right now, cause that one is even wilder than this.